Why, y'all? I am from southern Vietnam. My name is Thanh Boyer, and I know that Thanh isn't a very common name around here, but in Vietnam it's very common. I've also been called a ground kisser. Why a ground kisser? A ground kisser is an immigrant that come into this country and so appreciative of being here that when they get here, they kiss the ground. I want to thank Ken Gamble and the foundation for having me here today. I'm very humble and honored to be a part of this program. I do know a little bit about Agent Orange. I grew up on the Mekong River of Vietnam, and 2 members of my family and I have a brain tumor. And, I don't know if that's coincidences or not, but I think it does have something to do with the Agent Orange. In all of human history, there is an example of a noble idea that it stands above the rest. It is this country. When people protest for their rights in Chile or China, they're keeping the fire that was sparked here in Philadelphia a long time ago. The reason for people to bother to defend their freedom at all in places like Venezuela or Taiwan is because they have the audacity to believe that it is possible. It is because of our country, the United States of America. There are many great places, don't get me wrong, there are many great places to live in the world, but the reason they exist at all is because of the movement that started here. Our flag isn't just a flag that represents the United States. This flag represents hope. It represents personal freedom for everyone, and liberty is the yearning of every heart. And this is the birthplace. So when communists took over my country of Vietnam, we decided to escape. We knew that America was not the bad guys that we have been told. The communists call it the American War. America was our dream to come to. So I was born in Vietnam during the invasions of the North Vietnam, Communist North. When the war ended, I was 8 years old. I grew up from a fairly wealthy family. My grandfather built several businesses on the Mekong Delta, and all of the family worked in my grandfather's business, including me as a little kid. When Saigon fell in 1975 to the communists, overnight, at a stroke of a pen, the communists nationalized all our banks and businesses. You know what? To make everyone equal. Sounds really great, right? It worked. The rich got poorer and the poor stayed poor. We even had a communist moved in and lived with us. The communists took several of our businesses, our land, our home. They allowed us to keep our bakery, and with that, they even tell us how much to produce and the pricing of baked goods. So things in Vietnam got really, really bad. We eventually escaped all the madness in Vietnam one night to the South China Sea, trying to get to Australia. But of course, we were hoping to be picked up by an American ship. Everyone wants to be here, come to this land of milk and honey. Well, we didn't make it to Australia. We didn't get picked up by an American ship. We, however, was robbed by pirates. They left us to die of starvation. We battled a huge storm. We were stranded on a deserted island in Indonesia with other refugees. We lived off the grids for several months. We almost died of starvation and dysentery until someone found us and rescued us. I eventually ended up in the U.S. after 14 really hardship on this island. I really came to this country and really appreciate the freedom that was fought for me by our veterans, especially the Vietnam veterans. You hold a special place in my heart. Please indulge me for a second. Vietnam veterans, would you please stand up? You left your home, you left your family and your country to fight for me, my family, and my country. Because you believe that everyone deserves to be free. You didn't get the homecoming you deserve. Some of you came home to a divided country. You had food thrown at you. You were spit on, accused you of being murderers, asked you to never speak of your time in Vietnam. You carried this guilt, this burden with you far too long. I want you to know this. Never believe that the lie that the Vietnam War didn't matter, that you fought for nothing. Know what you did helped me, helped my family, my city, and my country. You made a difference. And how do I know you made a difference? When you left Vietnam, we had no one to fight for us. The enemy got what they wanted, and they took our freedom. There are millions of Vietnamese who live in freedom, and they are so grateful to you and your sacrifice, your courage, and your bravery. Thank you for all of the sacrifices that you have made for me. I am so blessed to have you on my side. I am grateful to live in this amazing country of ours. I dedicated my book, The Ground Kisser, to my Lord Jesus Christ with gratitude to the U.S. military, especially you, my heroes, who served in Vietnam. I'm so sorry that it took this long for you to hear thank you from the other side. Thank you for all you did to fight for my freedom. Welcome home.